Okay, are we ready, Sue, to get started? Happy Saturday. We survived another week. I don't know how we do it sometimes. Anyways, let's come to the center of the mat. We're going to turn our toes out a little bit. So they're at a 45-degree angle from the midline of the body. Now, I want you to isometrically pull the heels towards each other. And while you hold that, I want you to raise the arms up. So you've got a big activation of the glutes and the inner thighs, and just slowly floss these shoulders by coming up, nice and long arms, and then sending them back down. Try to reach to touch both sides of the room. That's the activation you're looking for in the arms. So you're going nice and slow, keep your neck long, always trying to get taller from the top of the head. Okay, now we're going to keep the legs pulling towards each other, and we're just going to swan dive it down nice and slowly. You still have your feet out. Let your head go. Just relax in this position as best you can for 3 or 4 breaths. Try to keep those legs nice and long. And now we're going to inhale and extend the spine. And come all the way back up nice and slowly. And then take the arms one last time to reach them up. And then bring your hands to heart. You're going to release the activation you had going on in the legs. Shake them out a little bit. We're going to bring our feet hip width apart. You're going to take this right arm only. And try to reach it up. Lift up through the shoulders so you feel a really big pull right around the armpit. And then send it down, do the same on the other side. Reach it straight up, then lift the shoulder. Excuse me. Nice, now bring it down. Make a fist. Pull the elbows backwards and then press them in towards each other. Fold halfway down, keeping the spine nice and long. We're going to do about 10 of these. These are called good mornings. They're really good for you. So nice and slow and steady. They don't have to be quick. Just really getting into your glutes and hamstrings while we wake up your upper back by keeping the elbows back and pulling in. Pair it with a breath. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you come up. All about breathing. So I'm trying to go a little lower, but I'm not flexing the spine or rounding it. I'm just keeping it nice and long. Just going to do a couple more. Then we're going to release the arms. And then just full forward fold. Let your head hang out. Let the arms hang out. But do try to keep your legs or get them straight. Okay, now roll up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, so the spine has lots of flexion as it comes up. Right out the chest. Sweep both arms up to the ceiling. Keep them nice and wide. Lift both shoulders. And then take it all the way down again. Everything just chills out and relaxes. Try not to offset your upper body weight folding over the legs through the hands, right? Just let them chill out. Don't weight into them. Okay, now we're going to inhale and extend the spine. Try to shift the hips backwards and walk the fingers forward. Try to get the legs nice and straight. Big reach here, pulling in opposite directions. Take a big, gigantic breath. And then fold it all the way back down. Roll yourself up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Cut out the chest, sweep the arms up, and then bring your hands to heart. You're going to step the back foot backwards. Feet are still hip width apart. And I got both heels down on the ground, like I'm going to do, same feet as pyramid. Now fold down. Nice and slowly. Keep your spine long, and when you can't fold anymore with your spine long, just bring it back up. We're gonna do it 2 more times and then switch legs. Okay, switch it. Your right foot is now forward, both your legs are straight. Here we go, fold down. Come back up. Really good way to advance, loosening up the glutes and hammies. Also, the closer the feet together are, the more of a balance challenge it becomes. So like, why not explore? Okay, because this feels so good, we're doing 1 more. Nice. Okay, bring that back foot in. We're gonna pick up whatever are the heaviest weights that you have. You're gonna bring your feet hip width apart. We're just gonna keep the chest really proud here and do a little squat. So 5 little ones, wading into your heels and sticking your butt back. So you just come down and up, down and up. So it's not big, but what we don't want is to round that back. Okay, now we're gonna do 5, keeping the legs long, folding forward. Not going quickly, we're still sort of considering this a bit of a warm up. Okay, on this last one, come up. Now you're gonna turn the toes out slightly, maybe widen the feet a little bit. You're gonna bring the palms facing and the weights inside. So it's kind of like a small little sumo. Just come down a little bit and then back up. What we want to do is try to wade into the heels so we feel the glutes. The last one. Nice. Okay, put those weights down. I'm going to use a band, but you have an option to use either a lighter weight than your heaviest. That's usually what ends up happening, because sometimes choosing weight, heavy is good, don't get me wrong, but not if you can't maintain form or get the range of motion. So range of motion is going to trump. So if you're using a weight, I'll demonstrate. You're going to hold yourself in a folded position. You're going to kick the arm back to a straight arm. Okay? Keep the legs with just a micro bend in the knee. I'm going to use a band. I'm going to keep the arm straight and work the full range. So I'm slowly taking the bend way past my legs, almost to the point of a kickback. So right away, I'm already feeling that tricep. Hopefully you are too. We're going to shoot for 12 reps. And you can use your, if you're working the left arm, you can use your right hand supporting a little bit of the upper body. Just rest it on your thigh. Okay. Switch hands with your weight or your band. Little hip hinge, get that butt back, weight into the heels, and then start your kickbacks. If you're using a band, you want it to be nice and steady, resisting when you return. You're keeping the shoulders square and broad, no flexion in the spine. And 2 more. Nice. Okay, put that down. We're going to send our butt down to the floor. Don't worry about any weights right now. You're going to take the heels to the corners of the front of the mat. You're going to flex your feet. Sit up nice and long with your spine. And then arms extend forward. C curve the back. Come down till you feel your mid back hit the floor, but keep it in flexion, tilt the pelvis up, and then just roll it back up. So I'm really not extending. Now I'm going to keep the spine again in flexion and take it between my legs. I've got my elbows down on the floor. So I'm doing 3/4 of a Pilates sit-up. So slowly going back, drawing in the belly by tilting the pelvis up. And as soon as I feel my mid-back touch, I start to bring it back up. Flexing that spine. This is a cross section between therapy and strengthening. But it should feel good and it should make those six-pack muscles stronger. Okay, here we go. We're going to do 3 more. Slower you come up, the more challenging it is without using any momentum. That's 2, so I've got 1 more to go. Make it the best, nice and slow. We're going to meet sitting back up. Okay, we're going to work on our hip flexors just because we're here and it's important to do so. So I've got my feet nice and far apart. I've got my hands posting behind my back on the floor. So I'm going to keep my arms long. So if you look at me from the side, they're going to be nice and extended out, nice and long. And I'm going to try my best not to put too much weight into them. Now, proud out your chest while you're here. Lift your right leg up and over to the left and send it back. The higher you get the foot, and then switch legs. Left foot over right, send it back. The higher you get the leg up and keep it long, the more you're actually challenging those hip flexors, which is super important. So I'm going up, and then I'm going over, and I'm not rounding that lower back. I'm drawing in my belly, feeling this already. Keep the chest proud and your spine long. You've got a slight lean back. We're going to do 5 more. Here's your last one. Nice. Now, keep the legs wide and just take a little reprieve by folding and rounding down in between the legs. Send the feet out a little further apart. So they're on the floor, off the mat. Now, inhale and extend the spine. So long arms out in front, spine long. See if you can spread those legs a little further apart. So now we're feeling a nice little stretch in the inner thighs. Once you have that going on, flex your spine, lower the elbows, drop the head. Okay, so we are going to do some push-ups. We haven't done them in a long time. We're getting back to them only because they're super good for us. Also, when you do flies, so if you struggle with push-ups, work on your chest presses and your flies a little more often. So I'm going to do a kneeling. I've got my knees way back beyond my hips. So big activation of the stomach muscles. And then slowly lower down and then press yourself back up. Let's do that again. The elbows are going to move out slightly, a little more than 45 degrees. We'll always start with the wrists under the shoulders. We're going to see if we get to 5 before taking a break. Okay, send those hips back, little reprieve going on here. Hips over heels, stretch it out. Now come back to that push-up position. Give me 5. On this last one, take it all the way down so the belly's on the floor and the chest. And then send the forearms out in front so you're in a baby cobra, chest up. So I'm drawing my stomach in, and that protects my lower back while I try to improve flexibility here. So take a couple of breaths. Okay, we're gonna lift the hips up, tuck the toes under. You're now in an 8-point plank. Just hold it. And now take those hips back to the floor. Take your gaze forward. Keep the toes tucked under because we're not here long. And here we go. Lift the hips back up. Get yourself into your 8-point plank. Adding on, we're going to isometrically pull the elbows towards the knees while you breathe. And lower down. The stomach never gets a release till we're done. Lift back up. Create that isometric pull. And lower back down. You have 2 more to do. Make sure you're remembering to breathe while you get that little tug of war going on. Lift up. And lower down. And lift back up. And walk the forearms back so your butt's just over your heels. Relax. Whatever version of child's pose you want. Okay, we're going to do a little more chest work and then come back to our legs. So you're lying down. You're going to grab whatever weights, probably your 10s or heavier. We're going to get ourselves with our legs bent, lying down. We're going to center those weights over the wrist over shoulder, palms facing forward. Press your lower back into the floor, and I want you to walk your heels close to your butt. So you're in a little bit of a less stable position, but it'll be stable if you contract the belly and press it down. So start your presses. We're going to do 12, nice and slow. Don't be in a hurry. Keep the weights right over the chest. Exhaling as you press up. Inhaling, coming down. Last one. And if you do your own counting and you go faster than me, then keep going till I'm done. There you go. That'll encourage you to go slow. It just makes it harder and it'll create a fatigue sooner. And since we only have 45 minutes, it's a good idea. Bring your knees into the chest, make a nice little circle to massage that lower back. change the direction. Now, I want you to send your legs straight up towards the ceiling. I want you to take your hands behind your back, lift your head up, and tuck your chin down towards your chest. Now, try to lift the shoulder blades so you're holding in a crunch while the stomach continues to draw down. In slow motion, start to lower your right leg. Nothing changed with your upper body. And then bring it back up. If you're not going all the way down with the leg, that's fine. As long as you're going slow down and slow coming back up. Try not to push the head down. Just rest your hands lightly in the head. You're going to alternate sides. You're going to do a few more before we take a break. Okay, relax the head to the floor. Send the back of the arms down. Make field goal posts with the arms. Roll the pelvis up so you feel the lower back on the floor. You should feel a nice stretch through that chest if you're taking big, deep breaths. Okay, keep that low back skin on the floor. Bring the back of the hands off the floor and slowly move them forward. We try to keep our shoulders down. You're going to go forward and back nice and slowly, maybe 5 or 6 times. The shoulder blades are nice and flat on the floor. Okay, now fully extend the arms up to the ceiling. Open them out so the back of the hands are now on the floor, each one out to the side. Palms are at the height of the shoulder. Let the knees just fall to the right. You should feel yourself rolling right over the hip. Then bring it back up and let them go the other side. Do it one more time each way. Bring the arms in. You're going to extend your legs all the way down along the floor. We're going to lift the head, extend the arms out, tuck your chin. You're holding that crunch position. This time your legs are long. Try to reach for the front. And now roll it up slowly, keeping the spine flexing, and take it between the legs. Nice big deep breath. Okay, we're getting back up on our feet. So, however you want to get to a standing up position, we're going to pick up those 10 counters again. Standing nice and tall. I want you to kickstand the right foot. I want you to take the body halfway down. So my weights are not all the way to the floor. I've just folded my torso halfway down. I've got that right foot behind the heel of the left and out to the side. And I'm going to start rowing. So elbows come close and as high as you can get them, close to the side of the body, and lift them up. Now, I have you with most of your weight in your left leg and in the back of the foot. So right out of the gate, you should feel the back of that leg. While you continue to row, maybe 5 more times, we'll take a little break and switch our legs. Okay, standing tall. Woo. Put that right foot on the floor. Before we switch, let's just shake out the left leg a bit. Nice. Okay, here we go. You send the left foot back behind the heel of the right leg, hip width apart. Put most of your weight in the right leg. Fold halfway down, start your rows. You're really trying to pinch those shoulder blades together at the top. So even give yourself a little pause. Now, if you can, shift those hips back a little bit. All your weight is in the heel of the right foot. Working lots of muscles here at one time. Exhale as you press up. Three more. Okay, standing up. Put them down. We're going to stand with our feet a little wider than hip width. And just give your arms a nice gentle sway. Get some blood flow going again here. Okay, bring those feet hip width apart. We're going to do one-legged squats with no weights. So I'm going to start doing them on my left leg first. Here's how it's going to go. And there's always a modification, so I'll ease into it. So start with your hands at your heart. Kickstand the right foot. Lean forward with the upper body. Bend that left knee and straighten it. So the knee is going to pull forward, and that's perfectly fine. So this is sort of level one. To advance this, we lift the right foot off the floor. Get it parallel to the floor if you can, and then do a single leg squat. It's a small bend and a lift. Or whatever size of bend you can muster, maintaining your balance. If you have to hold on to something, go for it. And come back up. Whew. Shake it out. Nice. Right leg. This is the good one, right? We always have a good side. Better one, stronger. Okay, hands to heart. Get the weight out of that left foot. Just the tippy toes. Bend and straighten. This is really good because it helps you to strengthen the muscles all around your knee. If you're ready to take that back foot off the floor, and if you want to hold on to something, that's fine. Put the back leg up. Try to keep it long and then bend and straighten. And come back up and shake it out. Whew, that's tough. Okay, no weights. Take the feet to sumo squat position. So I have my toes off the mat. You choose the angle that works for your knees. Bring your hands to heart. Come into a squat without folding the upper body forward. Come back up. Do that 8 more times. Squeeze those inner thighs and glutes. Try not to let the body come forward. You got to get the butt down and keep your chest proud and your head up. Weighting into the heels. Do 2 more. And last one. Now bring your feet hip width apart. Forward fold. Nice little reprieve here. Just like let's get some good blood flow to our face. Okay, palms down, step back to a plank. 5 times you pull back to a down dog and forward to a plank. Getting nice and high on the tippy toes. When you pull forward and drive your heels down when you press back. Really good for your feet, your ankles. Okay, step those feet into bear, hold it. Small downward dog. Push the legs straight, heels down, come back to bear. Do that 5 more times. Keep the shoulders over the wrists when the knees descend. Okay, walk your hands back to your feet. Roll yourself up 1 vertebra at a time. Woo, okay, so I'm gonna do the band. I've got it attached to the door handle. If you're using a weight, I'm gonna have you do a lateral arm raise. Only 1 weight at a time. So put the weight or band in the left arm. If you're using a band, step it back till the band is really tight. Then get the arm up to shoulder height and then pull it down towards your body. And then slowly release it up. Same thing if you're holding a weight. Lift and lower slowly. Make sure when you lift the arm up, you're getting the wrist to the height of the shoulder. So by doing 1 side at a time, you have the ability to really concentrate on your form. It also forces you to engage your core, right? So let's just do a few more. We haven't done lateral work in a while, so you may be fatiguing already. Try to just work through a few more. 1 more. Okay, switch hands. Shake it out. So here we go. Make sure too, if you're doing a weight, that you keep the wrist neutral. Make sure the wrist gets nice and high, right to the height of that shoulder. And the wrist and shoulder, when you lift them, should also be in the same line. So much to remember. Oh my goodness. Feeling those serous muscles all under the arm, your lat. Let's do a few more. Okay. If you're using weights, grab 2 weights. You're going to bend forward and you're going to do some rowing, just like we were doing on 1 leg, or mostly on 1 leg. So I'm going to use the band. That's an option. I'm going to pull it in, sending that elbow back, just like you would do if you were inverted, and release it slow. Sometimes just working the same muscles, but using different equipment or different angles, just challenges some forgotten muscles. Lord knows we have lots of those. We're trying to awaken them. Okay, so now I'm going to hold that elbow back and I'm just going to go in an inch and out an inch. I would encourage you to do the same if you're using weights. So these bands, if you're traveling, they don't take up any room. So it's really good to get familiar with some exercises that you can do if you're taking your workout on the road. Okay, I'm going to switch arms. So put the weight or band in the right. Here we go. Nice proud chest. Send that elbow back. Keep drawing your stomach in. Okay, let's do 6 more. Make sure you're working the full range, right? Each one from scratch. No momentum. Big squeeze and pinch of that shoulder blade. Or blades up. Okay, I'm going to pulse it. So I send the elbow back and just work like a 1-inch range of motion. Keeping a really flat back. Nice, and release the band. And grab one heavy weight. I'm gonna take a 15-pounder. If you have anything heavier than 10, go for it. You're just gonna have one. So we're gonna hold, unless you can hold two that are lighter, if your grip strength is good enough. But I'm gonna hold one, both ends of the weight. I'm gonna come down slowly, where I'm lying down on the floor with my legs bent. The weight I'm centering over the chest, so I've got shoulder, elbow, and wrist in one nice line. Tricep extensions, or referred to as skull crusher if you're using one. You bend at the elbow, you start to lower that weight. Lots of control. And then lift it back up. So this is a 3 to 5 count lower and a 3 to 5 count raise. Now tilt your pelvis up so your lower back is on the floor. And just pick the right foot up and hover at 1 inch. So now you should feel a lot of additional muscles take over to keep those hips squared down to the floor. Put that foot down and switch. Lift the left one. Low back keeps pressing down. You're tilting your pelvis up. Now put that down on the floor. Keep working those extensions. Lift both your heels up off the floor. Keep the lower back on the floor. Let's keep these arms going. Press your tummy down, right? You're pressing it all down into the earth. Put the heels down so the feet are relaxing. Keep your arms going if you can. We're going to shoot for 6 more. Not too quickly. Remember, try to come up at least on 3 counts. Last one. Nice. Okay, rock and roll yourself up. Send that weight off to the side. Just gonna grab a quick sip of water. Take it all the way back down to the floor. And you're gonna bring your knees up and into the chest. You're gonna make a nice little circle. Go the opposite way. A little more work for your tummy. So get flat on the shoulder blades, arms on the floor by your side, legs bent, feet flexed, knees over hips. You got all that going on? Tilt your pelvis up and press that low back skin into the floor. In slow motion, tap the right heel down, keeping the leg bent. Bring it back up. Don't bring the knee in too close. You should not feel a release of those muscles in the tummy. You're going to slowly alternate from side to side. 3 to 5 counts is slow. This is building core endurance, keeping those muscles active. Okay, take a break. Bring your knees into the chest. Let everything hang out. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. And let's come back and do it again. We're going to switch it up a little bit. This time, if you can, if you're ready to challenge it even more, you send both heels down at the same time. You keep the bend in the leg. You keep the back on the floor. So you be the judge of how far you can get those Legs down, maybe the heels don't tap the floor, maybe they do. But your job here is to keep the legs bent and the low back skin on the floor. As you move the feet out, tap, lift back up. You're not bringing them in. Those muscles are not getting to rest. Try to do 4 more. And bring the knees in. Nice. Nice little circle. Now let's open the knees and circle them. Nice and wide. Go the other direction. And let's meet now in a happy baby. Take hold of the outsides of the feet, send those heels up. Keep that lower back on the floor. Take some nice deep breaths. Okay, send the legs straight up to the ceiling. The arms are chilling. Open the legs nice and wide. Let gravity help you get them a little further apart. Bring them back together. Do it again. Just kind of let them fall to the side. And one last time. And bring the legs up. Bring the knees back into the chest. Little circle to massage that lower back. And now rock yourself up forward. You're coming all the way up onto the tippy toes. And then let's just meet in a full forward fold so you get the head down, neck nice and long. Good blood flow to your face. So shift the hips back, walk the fingers forward. Nice little stretch for your lats. And now fold down over the legs. Inhale and extend the spine. Cross your right foot over the left and send the hips back. Little stretch for the outside of the left leg. Okay, come forward with the hips, uncross, go the other way. Shifting the hips back is really going to get you connected to this. And then bring that foot back. Inhale, extend the spine. Bring it all the way back up to standing and reach for the ceiling. Lift the shoulders up. And lower them. And lift. And lower, and do it one more time. Lower them, and then send the arms by your side. Now do a nice big arm sweep with the right arm. Pick a direction, doesn't matter. We're going to do 3 in each direction. Switch when you're done. Same arm. And then other one. Big arm sweep. If the hips have to open up a little bit for you to get the arm up and around as best you can, that's fine. And then close, go the other way. Nice. Big deep breath. Thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo, we did it. We got it done. There she is.